One of the things that I know that's very difficult, and I know you've been there, I've been there, and lots of smaller contractors are currently there, is like, how do you figure out where to start? Like, if the goal is, hey, I need a pay scale, I need some sort of onboarding, I need some training, I need to have an employee path for growth, and I need to have, you know, good culture, like all these things, right? I need to have good hiring processes, like all this stuff. But what about the guy that's that single or maybe husband and wife operator that like they don't it's a struggle because they don't have a lot of time and they don't have a lot of money. They don't have enough money to outsource bring in like an HR person or something, that definitely. And they don't have the time to really they don't know where to put the time. What are the best couple of things that they could do and where could they start and get some progress?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of places you can go, but this is actually one of the easiest answers ever, which is the Painting Contractors Association, and
PCA.
it is a clearinghouse for people like you and me. I mean, we've both been to the expos. We know the people there. One great example is me and 1,300 other members. You can get to know us. You can become a member. You can email me, and I will literally send you a Google Drive folder with 13 things: an employee manual, job costing, a pay scale, SOPs, and everything else.
That's
Because,
amazing.
well,
That's
listen, man, it's like, again,
that's amazing.
they're not going to solve everything for you. They may not be perfect for your business, but
It's a starting place.
the PCA is a dog whistle to other people who have like-minded like us. And once you're there, if you become a member of the PCA, it is an acknowledgement that you share our core values and you're within that group of the elite 1,300 people in the United States. Every 1,300 one of those members will open their business up to you. You can go visit their business. They literally can tell you right now, just from the people I know, I could get 650 different standard operating procedures for every type of business known to man. And there you go. So now, Micah, the big question is, now what's the barrier, right? Like the information to the barrier to information isn't there. Now that you know where to go get it, now it's a true test of entrepreneurship, which is how can you implement it, how can you be consistent, and how can you take care of your people with it.
And like something you spoke on earlier on is how when it gets hard, can you keep going? Because it's going to get hard. Like, look, Nick, I could start a paint company tomorrow. You could give me your entire playbook. You could literally give me the Slavic painting playbook. I could replace the Slavic name with the McLean name. I could start a paint business, and even if you give me every single thing to do, it would still be hard as heck. Hard,
Hard as
you
heck. I mean,
know?
there's a reason nobody knows Google's algorithm. It is
Ah,
literally a trade secret.
yeah,
If
yeah.
if there was another barrier to what Google did, they would give it out readily and then keep their own competitive advantage. The proof that
Hmm.
nobody knows it, and even within Google, it's fragmented, right? They're going to silo off
Very
different parts
fragmented.
of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
So
fragmented.
that
Mhm.
and the readily available shared information in our industry tells you that it's not the barrier to information. Like anybody knows what job costing is. Now you need to literally, again, going back to that, how can you problem solve as a human and fix and solve labor and leads? That is your only barrier.
I love it, man. Labor and leads, and and it's funny because I prefaced this with, hey, when I was doing these consult calls, I ask people what their problem is, and it's always they'll either say leads or customers, or they'll say labor, right? Um, they may have a problem with leads, or they may have a problem. They may have leads and they just can't close them, but it's somewhere in that customer acquisition cycle. They can't get enough jobs, or they can't get people to fill seats to do the jobs, and literally 99%. I actually measured it. Like we have an internal like document where we ask these questions and we write them down anonymously. We're not recording names or anything. We write down everyone, and it is about right at 99%. Occasionally you'll get something weird, like someone will say finance or operation or some famous thing or whatever, but it's very, very, very rare. It's almost always labor or leads.
And that's a sign of an advanced business. Like if somebody worries about finance, that means that they've solved a lot of other things, right? I mean,
Oh yeah.
unless they mean I just don't have money, and that's not finance. That's
Yeah,
something
yeah, yeah.
else.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, but literally, like when you look at the PCA and you look at, a friend right up the road in Minnesota has a $12 million residential repaint business, and they do not struggle with leads. They do not struggle with labor. What I wouldn't even call it a struggle with. what they focus on and spend their energy on is getting better, cheaper leads. What they focus on is getting better, more effective humans. They can find
Hmm.
all the humans and leads that they want. Now they're focused on sharpening that sword and getting better versions of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know you've noticed this too, but I find it interesting that in many endeavors that I've had in life, when you go from like complete novice, like I don't know anything, to like a little bit good, that path is pretty quick, right? You could go spend 20 to 100 hours on YouTube or in the PCA documents or whatever, and you can get like knowledgeable on something. But then we go back to what you said a moment ago, where it's like, it's simple but not easy. What I find was really interesting is like very often I don't care if it's something like playing pool or running. Think about like what Michael Phelps did, like one of the best Olympians we've ever had, right? How many people also do those same swimming races? The concept is not difficult to understand, but to do it at that level is one of the hardest things on the planet to do, right? And so the difference between good and great is exponentially harder than from like zero to good, right? And so it's like you can be competent with any skill really quickly. And I think that sometimes it gives entrepreneurs, myself included, false sense of securities. I've gotten my butt kicked a bunch of times where I think, oh, I'm good on this thing. I'm good. And then all of a sudden that thing comes back and whips me in the butt because I wasn't great at it. Hey, if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. If you're looking for help growing your contracting business, I invite you to join my free community. In there, we go live with amazing trainings, share resources and downloads, plus you get free help from me and from peers. That link is down below to join, and we'll see you in the next video.